Amina, have you heard about all the drama that's going on with Gabrielle Union and America's Got Talent?
Yes, I have. She got fired after one season because she was vocal about racist jokes and performances.
Right. Well, now she's actually filed a discrimination complaint against NBC and Simon Cowell, who's one of the producers. And if the allegations are true, they are shocking.
Ooh. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in.
Make sure you like our video and subscribe to the Ladies in Law.
Yeah, you know that little heart and thumbs up at the bottom of your screen? Hello, click it before you do anything else.
Right, because legal news like this is too hot to miss, and we're bringing it to you every Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm Rippy.
And I'm Shake.
And we're the Ladies in Law,
where we're ripping and shaking up all the legal information you know, need to know, and want to know.
From the tabloids to the courthouse to your own home.
So for this episode, we're discussing Gabrielle Union, Hollywood actress who's also married to retired NBA superstar Dwayne Wade. And what we're specifically talking about with Gabrielle is how she was on America's Got Talent as a judge, but was fired after one season when she was on it in 2019.
Right. So Gabrielle feels that she was fired due to her not remaining silent about what she calls was a toxic culture at America's Got Talent. Yeah. So Gabrielle, has made several allegations regarding her time at America's Got Talent. She says that there were racist jokes, racist performances, there was sexual orientation discrimination, which she's especially sensitive to considering Dwayne Wade's son and her stepson is transgender. In addition, Gabrielle said that there were comments about, the judges' appearances. There was just too much focus on the judges' appearances, and people made racist remarks about her hair and things like that.
I just think that's so wild in the landscape of the world right now. But I don't know. So as a result of this seemingly very horrible experience that Gabrielle had with America's Got Talent, she's actually recently filed a discrimination complaint with the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing against, now there's several of them, NBC, Universal Television, Fremantle Productions North America, and co-creator, executive producer, and judge Simon Cowell, as well as his entertainment company. So him by himself and his entertainment company. And her complaint references very specific issues that she has, which, if they're true, Jasmine, oh my gosh, they're horrible.
Oh my God, they are.
And only reinforce more the state of race in this world.
Exactly. So Gabrielle specifically took issue with producers allowing someone to perform in blackface hands.
Oh my goodness.
On the show. In addition, she claimed that she had to endure racist remarks from the other guests. The other
judges.
Judges. Judges.
Like Simon Cowell,
Jay Leno, and Howie Mandel. So they're supposed to be her equals, but if they're making these type of remarks about her, it's horrible. So in addition, Gabrielle said that there were comments about her hair, and there was one particular contestant. It was a young black child who was a rapper, and according to Gabrielle, Simon allegedly made sure that guy did not move on.
This young man?
This young child.
Oh my God.
Made sure that he did not move on because, in his opinion, he felt that was not the type of act that America could get behind.
Oof. Oh, that's terrible. So when there's these sort of allegations made within a company and a workplace, the company usually hires an outside investigator to look into this. And it's usually a law firm. Yeah. So NBC actually hired an external investigator to look into Gabrielle's complaints. Well, the problem is Gabrielle claims that the chairman of NBC tried to undermine this investigation by threatening her in order to try to keep her to be quiet, to silence her. and which is what she's saying that they tried to do all along, preventing her from telling the truth about these racist actions that took place on the show.
Yeah, all of these are, allegations. Obviously, they have to be proven. But yeah, I mean, if they are true, it's crazy that this type of stuff is still happening. So, according to NBC, no one threatened Gabrielle during the investigation.
Oh no!
And the outside investigator found that there was an overarching culture of diversity at NBC.
Oh, did they now? Because it's just a perfect situation, right?
NBC has also denied that Gabrielle suffered any type of derogatory, racist, or insensitive remarks during her tenure there, and that no contestants were either approved or denied based on race or any other type of categories of discrimination. So we'll have to see how this plays out.
Right, we will. And that's we're talking about Gabrielle and what she's going through, but as lawyers, there are very specific things that need to happen in order for a discrimination lawsuit to even be filed. Okay?
Right.
So let's kind of take a step away from Gabrielle and let's go through what those are. Okay. First, you have to, if you feel that you've been discriminated against in the workplace, you must report specific instances to a manager or the human resource department. And there's usually a time frame that this has to get done. Depending on who the allegations are against, depends on who you will then report to. So for example, if you feel that you're being discriminated against by your manager, well, you're not going to go to your manager to report this. You're going to go on, you're going to go on to HR. And on vice versa, if it was a team member that is you feel being discriminated against towards you, then you would go to the manager. That's when you could do that.
So after you report these allegations to your manager or to HR, the employer must conduct an investigation. Now, it can be either an internal investigation or they can hire an external investigator like NBC did. Now, the employer has to make a finding either way of, do they feel that these allegations are true or are they false? Now, if the employer feels that they're true, they must take measures, preventative measures, and implement policies to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So these can include firing, demoting or disciplining the person who committed the wrongful acts. They can include implementing diversity training or new diversity policies geared toward preventing this type of discrimination from happening again. Okay. Well, on the other hand, like NBC feels with Gabrielle, they believe that these allegations are false. So what can happen when the company believes that it's false? Well, they don't have to do anything. No. They don't. And actually, they may fire the individual, like Gabrielle. She got fired. But you cannot get fired for making allegations of discrimination in the workforce. Right. So NBC is alleging that they fired her for reasons outside of her making these type of discriminatory allegations. Right. And there are certain reasons, but federal laws protect anybody from being fired, not just for making allegations, but on these classes that are protected by our constitutional rights in the U.S. These include race, color, national origin, religion, age, disability, and sex, which now includes gender identity and sexual orientation, according to the most recent U.S. Supreme Court decision. Now, that's what is the bare minimum. Some states, federal, but some states are actually more expansive in protecting individuals. So after reporting discrimination to your employer, you can then file a complaint or a charge with the state, the appropriate state authority. So in this case, that's what Gabrielle did. In Michigan, it's called the Michigan Department of Civil Rights, and the complaint must be filed within 180 days after the acts, the discriminatory acts that you're alleging occurred. And the state will come in, perform their own independent investigation. They don't represent either party, and they will also try to facilitate a settlement among you and your employer. And if you all cannot come to some type of settlement or agreement, then you can go on and file a lawsuit.
So Gabrielle must be in that stage right now.
She's in the stage where the state is investigating, and we'll see how, if they're able to reach some type of settlement. If not, I'm sure she's going to file a lawsuit.
Oh, I'm sure, absolutely. And it's so unfortunate that discrimination and wrongful bias happens all over the world, and in so much in workplaces.
Right.
It's really, really prevalent, and we find it so interesting that we're of different races. We didn't even realize that being of different races.
Well, we knew, but we really didn't think much of it,
No.
until people
Right.
made comments about it. Like, we clearly see that we're different colors. We know where we come from, but at the same time, it wasn't a big deal to us.
Right, and we've had people, I think it was each of us individually had different people come up and assume that I had a white or Pakistani or Arab partner, not a black partner, and assume that Jasmine had a black partner.
Right.
But when that kind of light bulb went off for us, we realized that we're really making an impact by being together as partners and teaming up. We're breaking down these barriers that are so prevalent in our society and in workplaces, and we really enjoy being able to have that impact on others.
Right. So part of, our mission with our Ladies-in-Law brand is to really empower women and all people to really, remove these unconscious and conscious barriers that prevent them from working together. Common interests, goals, and values are not tied to someone's race or religion or socioeconomic status, for that matter. We've learned a lot from working with each other based on, our different backgrounds, and actually our business overall has benefited because we come from diverse backgrounds and have these different experiences.
Absolutely, and we're very fortunate that we have that, and we want to bring it to other people. So thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe so you get all of the hottest legal news every week from the Ladies-in-Law.
That's another episode of Ladies-in-Law, not your average lawyers. Rip it up, shake it up, rip it up, shake it up, rip it up, shake it up.